What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That's Sowdev podcast. My name is Dev. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Y'all know we got some tea to get into. Come on! Now, before we get into the tea, make sure you go ahead and follow me at That's Sowdev on Twitter, Instagram, and literally, child, everywhere else, okay? Now, y'all, come on! Okay, so we gotta speak about my bitch. My bitch, Tate McRae, okay? Now, first of all, I want to say, all this hate and nastiness that people are having towards her is very insane to see. It's not insane to see because it's not really shocking, but it's like, oh my God, do y'all want any artist to become great? Because this whole idea that anybody who steps onto the fucking scene needs to be Beyonce level is fucking crazy. It really, really is. It's like, no one wants to give artists the room to grow. They gotta have the room to grow and to become the artist that, well, they envision for themselves. That always doesn't happen immediately. For some people, you may be like, oh, damn, bitches polished down. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what I mean? Like, you got every motherfucking thing. You hitting all the motherfucking marks. And, you know, when I watch Tate McRae, I just get this unexplainable feeling. So, let me go back. So, I first was introduced to Tate McRae at the iHeart Festival. I've seen her twice at an iHeart event. And, well, girl, I've been impressed every single time. And I do mean every single time. Now, the first time that I saw her, ironically, it was Olivia Rodrigo's first concert, which, you know, them being best friends, it's just kind of like a small world to me. How I saw Olivia for the first time and also Tate at the same time, and now they're kind of blowing up right now and everything. So when I saw her at that first iHeart Festival, I didn't even have my phone out. I think I recorded for a total of like a minute of her entire set, which was maybe like 20-something minutes. And I just remember being so captivated by her performance quality and her stage presence. Like, I just felt like she hit every mark that I needed her personally to hit for me to be paying attention, for me to start paying attention. That's what it was for me. It was kind of like, oh, who is this girl? Had me so entirely captivated, y'all. Now, the music, it was not anything in my head that was like, oh, I need to stand immediately this second, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, the music wasn't hitting for me. And again, I am a firm believer in, you know, an artist not processing for you at this current time. I think sometimes you can take a bit to process an artist and their music. You know, I do believe timing is right, even with finding an artist. So with her, it really was kind of just the waiting game, because I've heard of You Broke Me First, and then she performed it, and it took it kind of to another level for me. And I was like, okay, you know what? I really see this girl popping off. But, you know, I was like, it's the waiting game now. Because, okay, you have a great song. Fine. That doesn't mean that it's going to be a ripple effect into several hits and you getting this massive amount of stardom, right? Just because you get a hit don't mean that at all. You could be a one-hit wonder for all you fucking know. Now, yeah, it's true. It's true. You can definitely be a motherfucking one-hit wonder and then never be heard from again. And sometimes that's okay because bitches be cashing out from that. Anyway, y'all, the waiting game honestly was so well worth it. Just allowing this girl, giving her that space as an artist to really form and to really hone in on who she wants to be. I think just kind of witnessing it, because I didn't keep up with Tate. I wasn't actively keeping up with her, but I knew she was there. And because of iHeart and the first two times that I had saw her, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm looking. And when I went to go see her at Wango Tango the following year in 2022, girl, the star power. The fucking star power. She had improved from September 2021 to, I want to say, July 2022. The improvement between not even a fucking year was insane to me. And I noticed it because I obviously had just seen her recently, and I'm not a stan, so I'm really just kind of like this outside spectator watching this artist really come into her own. So, you know, to my surprise, which was not on my bingo cards, Tate McRae dropping one of the most... Okay, Greedy is one of the most unexpected hits this year. To be honest, I don't know if anybody wants to recognize that, but it's very, very true. One of the most unexpected hits. Now, personally, me, I don't like the song. I don't think the song's a bad song. I think the song's a good song. I think several people like it. I don't like it just because the sound, I feel like, oversaturated a bit. I've heard it so much. And just examples, Never Be the Same by Camila Cabello, and then also what's that, Beautiful by Bazzi and Camila as well. Like, it's just that sound that I hear so often that I'm just kind of like, is there anything new? Like, what is this gonna bring me personally? This isn't for anybody else, but what is it gonna bring me in this moment right now that's really gonna make me connect to her even more? So, it wasn't until X's was released that Greedy, I begin to look her way. Okay, it still has not grown on me, but I think I've appreciated it for what it is. Now, when X's dropped, y'all, something shifted. Because I started seeing this pop star. I've dug into Tate McRae's discography. I have several songs that I love. You with Troye Sivan. Oh my goodness. I love I love You Love You with Black Bear. I love Feel Like Shit. I love You Broke Me First. Like, I feel like Tate McRae has had a lane of her own, which, listening back to her music, I love and I respect. And seeing songs like Greedy and X's, it's almost like she's in her villainous era. And, like, she's got some edge. She's got some edge, and I've not seen that. I've not seen that edge in person per se. I've seen it in the energy, but not directly, if that makes sense. I think that, look, it's not something that I think. It's what I know. From hearing her have the conversation in interviews about how the music that she's releasing now and the choreography and everything surrounding, you know, the musical aspect of her life is the vision that she has wanted for herself. So she's really connecting to what she's doing, and other people are seeing that and feeling that. Because when you connect to it, so do we. When you feel it, so do we. So it was just very interesting to just, again, see her growth as an artist. There were, what is that song? The song What Would You Do? Oh my God, that is so teen pop princess punk tease. Like, it's definitely giving God. It's brutal out here. I definitely see why they're friends. Anyway, I'm just saying. But, you know, girl, the journey to becoming a state, girl, please be so serious, a Tate McRae fan. I'm really, I said it to my friend the other day. I was like, look, it's definitely giving stan. I think I'm a stan. But, you know, it's going to take a moment for me to get to stan-worthy teas. But, again, that's not me necessarily holding her to a standard. It's just that I'm going to give her space again to just grow. She's not done yet just because Greedy is gone top 10 and X's has popped up on the Hot 100. She's got a bit to go. She knows that. She's putting in the work. I can't wait to see where that's going to go. It baffles me because this girl has immense star power. But for some reason, Twitter has made up its mind that this person is now an industry plant and so and fucking so forth. First of all, y'all don't even know what industry plant is. I don't know why the people have taught Twitter industry plant and gaslighting, because y'all bitches don't know what the fuck that means but use it every other motherfucking day. Enough! Enough! The girl has been working for years. And it was even the case with Olivia. They said the same thing. Oh, this girl is an industry plant, blah, blah, blah. Stop calling people industry plants because you weren't looking their way. And now they're having their moment after years of working hard and going in. That's all it is. These girls put in the time and now they're seeing their time. Stop trying to discredit that because you didn't see them coming. There are cases of industry plants, and I feel like people discredit really addressing real industry plants because they get it misconstrued by saying everybody that pops up and get a hit or, sees their moment, generally speaking, is an industry plant. That's not the case. Y'all don't want greats in this industry. And I said this to my friend the other day, and I don't say things lightly when it comes to this. I don't just say this shit. I don't. But what I said was, this girl is giving me this generation's Britney Spears. And I'm sure a lot of people gonna look at that and be like, huh? There'll never be another Britney Spears. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Because that's not what the fuck a bitch means. My mother agreed with me about this. This was a while ago. And she agreed that, Beyonce was, the reason why I say was is because I see her as the stature of somebody else now. But, we were like, Beyonce is really this generation's Whitney Houston in that stature. And at the time that we discuss it, definitely yes. I think that Beyonce has definitely increased that stature to somebody else. And I'm not going to say it because I'm going to leave it up to y'all imaginations because you should already motherfucking know. But anyway, that's all it is. Saying that somebody is the stature of somebody because it's not that deep. And it's not about this person being the next whoever, because this person is going to be the next themselves, right? Just like whoever stature they may be similar to, right? They're also still only going to be them, and there's only going to be one. We just live in such a different environment where, artists they don't want to quote unquote play the industry game because they've been exhausted by the nastiness on social media from fans and the media. Generally speaking, the media has always been nasty, but again, we are in a different environment. It's different. I say all the time, I feel like fans have taken on the aspect that the media had back in the day. The media and the paparazzi and stuff used to be so horribly horrific, y'all. So bad. We all know that, and we all see the different clips from back in the day of how the paparazzi was. I mean, you couldn't even really go to Starbucks without somebody being in your face. I'm talking about 14, 13-year-olds and stuff like that. They didn't care, I think it's a bit different now. I think it is still intense, but I don't think it's nearly the same at all. But when you think about it, you have shows like TMZ who, look, if I went to go type on MySpace back then, bitch, I wasn't going to have the same motherfucking reach as TMZ on the motherfucking TV. But the environment we're in now, where TMZ is on TV and TMZ is on social media and all that stuff, regardless, a random person can go get 2 million impressions on Twitter and have more of a reach than TMZ. We live in a completely different environment. Anybody can make up any narrative that they want to and spread it, whether it's false or not, and also trick people into thinking that maybe it may be right or may be wrong, and their tweet will influence people. That's just how that shit fucking works. And it's very nasty. And it's gotten to a point to where artists almost don't want to become great because they think they're fine where they are. Like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm doing what I love and I'm making money and blah, 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 blah. But nobody wants to be at the motherfucking top. Nobody wants to be a motherfucking great. Nobody. And that's why I sit here and said to my friend, I was like, you know what? I'm sitting here watching Tate McRae and this bitch is dancing like you know what I mean? Like, and let me clarify myself as well, because to me, we do have Chloe, we do have Normani, we do have Victoria Monet. We have several people who want to become a great. We have several people who are working to become a great. I don't feel like we're really seeing Tate McRae's energy in the pop space from other than black women who have to work 10 times harder. That's a fact. But I don't see that energy in anybody else. And I think that it just, like bitch, like Tate McRae got me up learning her choreography. Who out here doing that? Other than Victoria Monet, you know, Normani, Chloe, and, you know, the same basis of people that we will name each time. Tinashe, blah, 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 blah. Who else is getting you to fuck up and dancing? Especially a white girl. Who? For real. Bring dancing the fuck back. I'm so serious. Bring it the fuck back. Bring back dance breaks, because the energy that I felt from the X's video, which is definitely given Christina Aguilera tease, definitely inspirations. Come on, I love that. Yep, study the greats. Like, it's just girl. But also get this, because I don't get this, and I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard it on social media. Dolly Parton has not had a top 10 album her entire career up until what, like last week or something? Bitch, that's motherfucking crazy. But that also shows you the power that you can hold as a person, even if your music or one avenue doesn't pop. I mean, look at Dolly. Booked and busy down. And she got Dolly World too. Like, come on. Be so fucking for real. So, yeah, y'all. Yep. I'm so incredibly just like excited for the energy that Tate McRae is bringing to the pop space. I think she's reawakening the girls. She is. I felt like Normani got the girls dancing again from Motivation. Nobody was really dancing like that until after Motivation. It seemed like she really inspired the girls to do what needed to be motherfucking done. And I started to see more. But it has died down quite a bit, because the thing about labels is, when a song, let's say like, you know, this Tropical Island song hit #1, right? Now there's going to be something that all the labels kind of want to find, because this is now the new sound that's popular, right? It's kind of the same thing. Oh, this girl is doing choreography, so you're going to be needing to do choreography and doing this, right? And then, now let's use an example here. Right? The perfect example. Do y'all remember the episode on Hannah Montana when Hannah Montana had to write Gonna Get This, but they wanted Hannah Montana to have a bonus track because Taylor Swift was gonna have a bonus track? Yeah, that's the shit that the industry does on a regular motherfucking basis. So it's just like, that's kind of what happened after Normani, but after it stopped being in the presence actively within the industry, they were kind of like, oh, okay, what else? You know, it just kind of like dwindled out a bit. But Tate is definitely bringing that the fuck up. She is. Definitely. And I just can't wait to see where she's going to go in her career next. I'm going to definitely react to some songs on Think Later. I don't know if I'm going to do the entire album, because I personally want to sit with the album. So we'll see. I like to process albums. A lot of people don't. They don't. And I think that's something that I also potentially want to do. Like, you know, I want to react to an album after I've processed it, because if, you know, when you listen to an initial reaction of an album, yes, it's great and blah, 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 but there's a lot of things as you're watching a reactor that you notice that you hope a reactor is going to notice, but they're not going to, because of that initial reaction. You miss a lot. But when you do have time to process it, you get to really hear it wholly. That's what I love the most about processing an album, is hearing new things and blah blah blah, because once I already got the basis of this music down, then I'm hearing all the extra other stuff. I can't pay attention to how the beats switch and the harmonies and the layer, like I can't in detail pay attention to each individual thing, right? So I think for Tate's album though, I'm definitely going to do reactions. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. For sure, individually, maybe I will do, 3 songs at a time, or maybe I'll just do a reaction after the fact, after I process, and kind of do like a review type thing. So we'll see. If you guys have any suggestions on that, feel free to totally hit me up, because I'm also about to drop my ex's reaction on Friday, so that way it's out with the album and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that too, y'all. I don't really have too much to say about that. I think I've said pretty much all that I need to say. I just really wanted to come on here and speak about Tate McRae, because I did not like all the hate that she has been getting. People, I just can't. People don't know what an industry plant is. They don't want to give an artist a space to step into their own. Like, oh my God, imagine every person that you expect to step in the industry, you expect them to be Beyonce. Like, could you imagine that? Because that's what people expect. It's just like when a new female rapper come out, most female rap stans are barbs, whether they want to admit that they like Nicki or not. That's not the point. They're barbs, right? So, like, every time a new female rapper comes out, barbs are like, well, this girl's not good. I'm like, this girl is actually quite good. You know what I mean? She's not Nicki on a corner, in fucking New York selling her motherfucking mixtape out her motherfucking trunk, but she definitely has skill. I don't expect any bitch to step on the scene and be Nicki Minaj, or even be a comparison, because every person is going to suck. Well, if I based every person who did choreography and dancing and shit like that by Beyonce, I would think every person sucks too. I mean, logically, that is yes, that is the standard, but Beyonce didn't just step on the scene and was perfect, even though she was. No, y'all, but yeah, that's really all I have to say. There's not too much to really say about it. I really want to come on here and speak about it, because normally when people get this much hate, it is usually because they got a #1 album. But these bitches didn't even allow, not a #1 album, but #1 song, same difference, but these bitches didn't even allow her to get a #1 song. The song didn't even go top 10 before people started eating her up. All they saw was just the talent. That's how you know a bitch a threat. That's how you know, because it wasn't even about the chart. It was not about the chart. People were dragging her before that song even reached the heights that it has reached already. Once Exes came out, and that's also the thing. When Greedy came out, it wasn't that serious. But when Exes came out, when that energy that she had was just so pop star tease, I think it made a lot of people be like, oh. And I think it honestly threatened a lot of people to see a white girl have that energy. And I think a big thing with it is why a lot of people are like, why are we giving Tate McRae this energy when we have this, and this? First of all, I would love to have Tate McRae and this. What's the problem with having all of them? But I think a big issue of it is that there is this unconscious support of lighter artists and white artists more so over black female artists. And that's not something that we directly can just flip a switch or control. I can't say stream these black women and then it just happens. I can't do that. But I'm not going to hate on Tate McRae because other people are being a certain way. That doesn't make her less deserving of the energy, especially because she has been going hard. No, she's not a black woman. She doesn't have to work 10 times as hard as they do just to get half the recognition that she does. That honestly isn't her fault. That is a problem in this country, generally speaking. And I just feel like we can't hold Tate McRae accountable for that because that is bigger than her. And a lot of people don't get that. And that's really sad. Because you are throwing away, in your mind, that is, because a lot of these people aren't going anywhere regardless, but you are just throwing away the opportunity of new experiences, a new artist, a new lane, and you know what I mean? Like, you're throwing all that away, and for what? So that way you can feel a part of a community on Twitter that really don't give a fuck about you when you dip off that app? That's crazy. The hate on Twitter is crazy. I woke up this morning and I saw a video of Charles Melton from Riverdale, crying because he won his award, and somebody under the tweet in 9 seconds said, literally nobody cares. What? How did you just pop up? You saw a tweet and you were like, oh, time to hate. For what? That's the energy y'all carry with y'all? Man, that's crazy. I would be so embarrassed. Why would you want to just be spewing out hate to everyone on everything? That doesn't make you look cute. That doesn't make you look cool. You are hurting another human being. Mind you, none of these celebrities know y'all. Now look, Nicki Minaj, she know her fans, and she remember them. She don't apply here, okay? But anyway, a lot of y'all barbs, she don't know. And a lot of y'all barbs, it's the messy ones. It really is. I said the other day, I was like, wow, it's a bunch of people who don't want to be better creating a community. What the fuck could be worse? Truly. No seltzer. Girl. Now, look. That's all I have for today. I got my little rant on. I want to talk about Tate McRae, how I came to love her. I love her songs. Look, top 3 songs off the top of my head for Tate McRae right now. Okay. You, Feel Like Shit, and maybe You Broke Me First. Yeah, for sure. It's not Exes and it's not Greedy, because while I feel like it is her best work overall, I don't know about that, because when I do listen to songs like Feel Like Shit and You Broke Me First, they just connect to me more. So those are more so my favorites. But it's really weird, because sometimes the best and your favorites kind of intertwine. So yeah, anyway, that's really that. You Feel Like Shit and You Broke Me First. That's what I'm gonna say, period. Love that, love those songs, love those now. Let me know, what are your favorite Tate McRae songs? I would actually like to know. I've dug deep into her discography before I get off here. And again, I'm going to list the songs that are in my list of Tate McRae songs that I actually like. Now, I have, because I can't remember. I created a playlist so that way I could just keep them on repeat. And trust me, I have for like the last month. Anyway, so it would be, Feel Like Shit, You Broke Me First, You, Working, You Love You, What Would You Do, That Way, Uh-Oh. There's more. I mean, obviously, Exes and Greedy is in there too. Did I say What Would You Do? I think I definitely did, because I always remember teen pop punk when it comes to that. Girl, what else? Is that it? I think that might be it of the songs that I like. I don't like all songs, but I like a lot of them. Actually, yeah. Yep. That's it, girl. But, a lot of the songs I didn't like a year or two ago, I now like. Again, sometimes it may not be for you right then and there, but sometimes it can grow on you. And not in a forceful way. Because I remember specifically listening to Control by SZA and not really connecting to it that much until I was actually a bit later in my 20s. So sometimes that is the case. I like to listen without judgment. But anyway, that's just me, y'all. Okay, for real, I'm hopping off here now. I appreciate you. Make sure you drink some water, eat some good food, get some good sleep, take care of yourself. So much going on in the world. Self-care got to be in the forefront. I'm telling y'all now, for sure. Now, make sure you go ahead and follow me on all social medias. Do not forget, at that Sowdev, literally everywhere, including YouTube. we kind of popping over there, okay? Y'all, I love you. Thank you for listening to the That's So Deaf podcast, where you stay true and you stay you, motherfucker, okay? I'm hopping off here. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Peace.